A Tale of Courage, Rachel and the Virus. Once upon a time, there was a small community that was suddenly struck by a mysterious virus. The virus spread rapidly, and soon the entire town was thrown into chaos. People fell ill, and no one knew how to stop the epidemic. A young doctor, Rachel, was called in to control the virus. She worked tirelessly day and night, searching for treatments and ways to prevent the virus from spreading. Yet, despite all her efforts, the virus continued to advance, and the situation seemed hopeless. As the crisis deepened, Rachel realized that the virus was not natural. It was a biological weapon, created in a laboratory and released into the community. This revelation shook her to the core, but it also strengthened her resolve to stop the weaponized virus. Rachel continued her experiments, analyzing the virus meticulously. Eventually, she discovered a treatment and successfully halted its spread. The community was saved, and the people were immensely grateful for her relentless efforts. But Rachel's work did not end there. She was determined to bring the people responsible for the biological weapon to justice. She gathered evidence, traced the culprits, and worked tirelessly. Eventually, justice was served, and the perpetrators faced trial. The community slowly recovered, and life returned to normal, but Rachel never forgot the lessons she had learned. She understood the importance of being prepared for unexpected crises and the deadly danger hidden in the shadows. A new challenge. After the epidemic ended, the town seemed peaceful, yet unease lingered in Rachel's heart. Even in the quiet of the night, the sounds of laboratory equipment and the faces of those who had depended on her for help haunted her. She knew that while one battle had been won, the danger was far from over. Rachel decided to establish a small research center in the town. Its purpose was not only to find treatments but also to educate the people, train them, and build a strong system to face future threats. She began training young people, teaching them scientific thinking, empathy, and responsibility. One day, a stranger arrived in the town. His eyes were anxious, his words cautious. He met Rachel and hinted that she was not the only one who knew the truth of what had happened. Similar events were rumored in other parts of the world. Rachel realized that her struggle was far from over. She decided to take her mission beyond the town, to seek the truth, protect people, and spread knowledge. This time, she was not alone. She was joined by those who had learned the meaning of hope during difficult times. The town gradually became an example, a place strengthened by trials. And Rachel, once a young doctor, had now become a leader. Yet she knew that new questions and challenges lay ahead. She took a deep breath, looked toward the horizon, and prepared herself for the path forward. Paths of Truth. Rachel bid farewell to the town as the morning light peeked over the mountains. She carried only a small bag, but her heart was full of questions and determination. The information provided by the stranger had created a map in her mind, locations, laboratories, and people hiding in the shadows, playing with the world's future. Her first stop was a large city, where she contacted old colleagues and researchers. Some remained silent out of fear, but a few shared the same urgency Rachel felt. Gradually, a small group formed, a doctor, data analysts, and social activists, ready to uncover the truth. Soon, Rachel received a secret message. To know the truth, you must understand the past. Attached was an old file referring to a research facility that had been closed years ago. Rachel realized that this was the thread that could unravel the entire mystery. As she delved deeper into the files, a clear picture emerged. It wasn't just an isolated incident but a series of events hidden through secrecy and power. Rachel understood this was a decisive moment. There was no turning back. She looked at her team and said, "We are not just fighting diseases. We are fighting fear, greed, and silence." That night, the city lights twinkled below, and somewhere far away, a new dawn was breaking. Rachel knew the path would be difficult, but she also knew that the paths of truth are never easy, they are only necessary. Shadowy conspiracies. Rachel and her team reviewed old files and soon discovered that the creation of the virus was not an accident but a planned conspiracy. The research facility, closed years ago, was part of a secret network of laboratories creating biological weapons globally. Every piece of evidence came with danger. Their phones, emails, and even small items in their bags were being monitored. The conspiracy was so vast that Rachel questioned whether they had the power to reveal the full truth. One night, while organizing files, a stranger knocked on the door. He said hurriedly, "If you want to know the truth, leave tonight. But beware, danger lurks at every step." Rachel steadied her heartbeat and told her team, "We must take this chance. It may lead us to the roots of the conspiracy." In the dark of night, Rachel and her team made their way through the city streets to an abandoned factory. Inside, they found years-old research records and virus experiments. Every paper and diagram raised new questions. Who orchestrated this, and for what purpose? Rachel took a deep breath and said, "Now is the time not only to understand the virus but also to expose the game behind it." The shadowy conspiracies had only begun, and Rachel knew that the dangers ahead could not be ignored. Scars of truth. In the secret room, the files were shocking. Each record revealed that the virus's creation and spread were part of a global, planned conspiracy. Even more astonishing, those involved were powerful figures hidden behind governments and institutions. Rachel said, "This is not just a virus, it is a message, how fragile human life is in the hands of those seeking power. We must reveal this, no matter the danger." They decided to create a digital backup of all evidence. But as soon as they started, an alarm went off. Someone had detected their presence. In the dark city streets, they ran. Rachel told her team, "We must split into 3 groups. I will take the truth forward, and you protect the backup. We'll reconnect later." Alone, Rachel faced fear at every turn, but her mission came first. She knew that if the evidence was lost, the conspiracy would remain hidden. Light and darkness. After a night of running, Rachel reached a small, abandoned warehouse on the city's edge. She caught her breath and planned her next steps. Danger was everywhere, but she knew that giving fear a place in her heart would be surrendering the truth. A small computer in the warehouse allowed her to upload the digital evidence to a secure server. Every moment her heartbeat raced. Capture would mean the permanent suppression of truth. Then, a young girl appeared at the door, whispering, "I know what you're doing. I can help." Rachel hesitated at first but recognized the girl's determination. Together, they completed the upload. By morning, the city buzzed with news. A secret conspiracy had been exposed. The powerful were now accountable, and public awareness grew. Rachel promised herself, "This is just the beginning. I will never let the light of truth fade, no matter how great the danger." Into the depths of conspiracy. With daylight, Rachel felt the weight of what had happened. The first victory was achieved, but the real scope of the conspiracy remained hidden. It was more than a local or national issue, it was a global plan, combining political, economic, and scientific power. Rachel and her team made a detailed plan. Map all senders and individuals involved, collect evidence from each sender, whether secret laboratories or political documents, disseminate information through legal and media channels, ensure the safety of themselves and their team. Rachel understood that fear could never block her mission. Every step carried risk, but the path also carried truth and justice. Legal battle and victory. Rachel coordinated with global legal experts, presenting months of gathered evidence. The courtroom became a battleground of truth versus power. She remained steadfast, knowing that only truth and strong evidence could prevail. Weeks passed, but finally, the court ruled. The conspirators were found guilty and legally punished. Rachel felt immense relief. Months of risk, fear, and effort had led to justice. Speaking to the media, Rachel said, "This victory belongs not only to me but to every person who dared to uphold the truth. We have proven that light can emerge even from darkness, with courage and determination." A new beginning. Returning to her town, the people welcomed Rachel as a hero. Her work had not only treated a virus but awakened awareness and resilience. She established a research center to educate people about viruses, diseases, and human risks, teaching scientific thinking, ethics, and responsibility. Years later, Rachel remembered how it all began, from a small town, a mysterious virus, and a young doctor's determination. She knew fear should never block the path of truth. Light can emerge from darkness, fueled by courage, resolve, and dedication to truth. Looking out her office window, Rachel saw the city lights shining, not just physically, but as a beacon of knowledge, awareness, and hope for humanity. She vowed to stand for truth forever, regardless of the dangers ahead. This was the story of Rachel's hard work, determination, and courage, a young doctor who became the bearer of truth to the world. She proved that even in darkness, light can emerge, and truth can prevail. Her journey ended not in conclusion, but in a new beginning, a beginning where not just a town, but the entire world could be strengthened by knowledge, awareness, and truth.